how to leverage neuroscience to scale to 7 figures as a course creator, coach, or agency owner so you can ethically hack into your prospect's mind and get them to make decisions you want them to make, like buying your coaching services or products. So there are really three main parts of the brain you need to bypass in order to get them to a state of buying from you. And it all starts at the bottom, which is within the kind of brainstem, and specifically people call it as the croc brain. And this is the part that detects danger. After you bypass this, you're then within the limbic system, specifically the amygdala, where essentially the prospect makes decision based on emotion. And then the last state, which is within the prefrontal lobes, and essentially this is where the prospect makes decision based on logic, right? And also at the bottom, you have to bypass this kind of survival state in order to get them to a point of buying from you and making that real decision. And this is where most people get wrong, right? The croc brain, detecting danger. Most people do not get past this part. So if you don't satisfy the croc brain, any chance of getting them to move up the ladder and convert is gone. Every croc brain thinks the same. If something is unsafe, boring, dangerous, or complicated, it's wired to run. So if the average person sees 50 ads and 100 different videos on how they can scale to 10k a month with dropshipping, or how they can sign 15 to 20 high value clients in 30 days, what makes them decide to click and buy your solution, right? Because everyone in this current market, like 90% of people, are seeing these type of no-brainer offers because Alex Hormozy's taught it, and so they're running away because they've had experience before of these so-called no-brainer offer kind of guys, or they can consistently and constantly see the same offer over and over again, and so it just, the croc brain is just detecting the danger, right? And so you have to bypass it, and you bypass this by implementing blue ocean strategy, because right now you're on a red ocean, you have this no-brainer offer that everyone else has, and so when people see it, they're just like putting you in, within, market of all these other people, right? And so you're a red flag to them. Instead, you need to be in your own blue ocean. You need to be in a market of one. So when prospects see your offer, they aren't going to compare you with the other competitors out there. They see your solution as a new thing. And how they can see your solution as a new thing, even if the process is similar, right, is by creating a unique mechanism. In other words, a fancy word for your process, right? Let me give you an example. So this is someone called David Omari. He's a YouTube automation coach. He does 7 figures months. His headline is "Unlock the faceless fortune formula for building a 6-figure per month income stream, posted automated videos on YouTube." Do you see what the unique mechanism is? Faceless fortune formula, right? Because everyone, YouTube automation, this business model, this vehicle to get someone from A to Z, right, has been about for years and years and years. What separates him from all the other people, right, is because he added his own kind of fancy name to it, faceless fortune formula. So when people see this, they think it's different. They think it's a new way of achieving that kind of desired outcome. And so that croc brain is not being, the radar's not going off and off because they've seen this other stuff, individuals that just drop shipping. Now you can't just on your headline say, "I'm going to help you get to 10k a month of drop shipping." That's literally, you're not going to get past the croc brain. You need to create your own unique mechanism. Without it, people are just going to have red flags and not going to enter the next part of your kind of sales funnel. And so I kind of rebranded, essentially, you could say, Alex Hormozy's offer creation formula. Now you don't need an offer creation, like a no-brain offer, because those don't work anymore. You need a blue ocean offer. And so how it works is leveraging kind of Alex Hormozy's offer creation, which is dream outcome, perceived likelihood of achievement, time delay, effort and sacrifice, and then you times that by the unique mechanism, and now you have your own blue ocean offer. So you're no longer compared to the other people with these no-brain offers, and instead in your own market of one. After you bypass the croc brain, it's now time to kind of get past the amygdala, and this is the part of the brain where people make decisions based on emotion. And so 70% of sales, especially if you're in sales right now, is going to be made because of emotion, right? You're getting them sales call, you're most of the time selling them on emotion. And so let me give you an example. So if someone wants to buy a Lambo, it's not necessarily a logical decision, right? Because at the end of the day, they're spending 300k on a depreciating asset. So why do they buy it? Well, because they want status and validation, right? Yeah, some people buy it because it's cool, but a lot of the time there's the desires within, even if they don't know it, but it's most of the time, like status validation, and you can see this everywhere, right? Where people really want that thing, and so you need to kind of tap into this emotional side, both within your marketing process and your sales process. For example, let me just give you an example of sales call. So you bypass a croc brain, you get people in a call with you after having a unique mechanism that kind of doesn't, the detectors don't go off. So you have a unique mechanism, you get people on a call. Now it's time to sell them an emotion. You have to understand their pains, their desires, their dreams, their roadblocks, and get them to an emotional state. And then you can bridge those pains into a solution, which is your offer that's going to take them from where they are to where they want to be. And then you close them, right? And so you're going to be doing this all emotionally. And so the next part, right, and this is not for everyone, right? So what I mean by 70% of people are going to be sold within the amygdala and the croc brain kind of phase, but some people are logical, as you know, some people are sold on a logic, and so this is the next part you need to bypass, and this is within the prefrontal cortex, and essentially this is where people make decisions based on logic, right? And so the problem with most marketers, they're mistakenly selling to this. They're doing all these value stuff, and they're got this process up on this presentation on the screen when they're trying to sell to someone. But the problem is not everyone is sold on the process, right? You're going to be losing a loads of close rates if you're literally showing a presentation in your sales calls. People act on emotion rather than just seeing the process. But there are people, right, that want to see the process and they're sold on the process, which is why, for example, on sales calls, if you're trying to sell an offer to them and you can see that they're more a logical person, get sold on logic, then you can pull up a Miro board or a presentation and you can show them the process and sell them on the process. But this is only for a very little amount of people, 20% of people, maybe even less. Most of the time, you want to sell on kind of emotion. And so you can really leverage neuroscience. This is really the base level of it, but you can leverage neuroscience in both, and you should be leveraging it in both the marketing side and the sales side. So you can leverage it in your ads, the email marketing, your VSLs, your sales process. And the more you understand it, the more you'll be able to kind of tap into the brain and make people make decisions they want you to make. Especially in life, you could just look around you. Like a lot of the decisions you make, you think you're making, aren't really your choice at the end of the day. You have to really understand the brain as intimately as you can, and so you can leverage that in an ethical way to get people to do what you want them to do. And you can leverage it in all forms of marketing and sales, pretty much getting the prospect from A to Z, and they won't even know it, right? Because you'd be tapping into things that they don't even understand. And so yeah, like at the end of the day, tap into it and leverage it in all kind of forms of marketing and sales as you can. And that is the end. Hopefully you got a lot of value from this and you start implementing neuroscience within your own kind of agency, course, or wherever you're kind of trying to sell to your audience. Pretty much every niche it works in. But yeah, I hope you have a nice rest of the day and you enjoy this video. Comment below if you want me to cover something else, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.